Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. If you want to use money to get beautiful women, you know what? And this is something I hear constantly, not just on YouTube, but just in life. You always get some people who think, to get a beautiful woman. And when I say beautiful, I'm talking about those like 8s and 9s and stuff. Even though I might use the word dime, there ain't no woman perfect like that. But for reference sake, I'll use dime, right? Whatever you think is perfect. But you got cats who think, okay, well, as long as I got some money, I can get that, But the funny thing is, people don't have any idea how much money it actually takes to get a beautiful woman. And there's something else I'm going to throw in there that's going to fuck with some people's heads, right? Because first of all, like with the money piece, the starting entry price to get specifically beautiful women who are looking for money, that's an important consideration. Because you get some beautiful women, they ain't necessarily looking for money. They just want somebody to treat them good. Or they got their own money anyway. They just want somebody to treat them good, right? So the women specifically looking for money, they building for it, call them gold diggers or cultivated prostitutes, whatever, or just a woman just want to live a certain lifestyle. And that lifestyle piece is very important. I'm gonna get into that in a second. But the starting price, if you want that, the starting salary, you need to bring 6 figures take home. Not 6 figures and you'll take home like 80,000, probably less. No, you need to have a take home. Like, this is how much money you got after Uncle Sam and FICA get their cut. Right? You need to have 6 figures to start with. Right? Now, ironically, even though 5% of the U.S. population anyway doesn't make $50,000, you still need way more than that to take it seriously. In fact, when I talked about that on a video I had talking about top tier men, I had a lot of people come in and say, hey, 50,000 ain't nothing. These are women. And look, I don't get mad at them because I threw out 50,000. So the women themselves were saying, nah, if it's about the money, shoot, you better be starting at 100,000. Starting take home at 100,000. So to even get to that take home, you gotta be making about 130,000 a year. So first of all, get it. If you ain't making that, you're not in the conversation. Because when we talking money, we talking real money, right? And then I threw out the lifestyle piece. Usually when those women, they don't just go for the money. Your whole lifestyle gotta look a certain way. You gotta be that type. You could every weekend you could say, you know what, I'm gonna travel to this country, I'm gonna travel to Europe, I'm gonna travel to South America. You gotta be able to do that. Or even if it is like, say she live across the country, you gotta be able to say, look, I can just jump on a plane, go see her, or have her fly her out, right? You gotta have a type of lifestyle where you can routinely, and I'm saying for the beautiful women, I ain't talking about some average looking women who might be good with Red Lobster or Outback. I'm talking about those real big. I'm talking about the dimes, the real dimes, the 100 octanes and shit, or close to it, the lower end. And really, if we're talking 100,000, we're talking the lower end of the 100 octanes. We talking those women just, a couple pounds, a good big dinner or something away from being a 92 octane, because she just ain't that fine, But we talking like restaurants. You gotta be able to go to those restaurants where they don't print the prices. Like those type, if you walk in those restaurants, you don't see the price on something, one, you already know you're gonna spend money. Like I used the example in a couple videos of Ruth Chris. I remember overhearing some dude, he's a white dude, looked like he had some money, talking about him and his family. It was a party of 4 went to Ruth Chris. He said, oh yeah, he said it casual, we just spent $1,000. Shit, and that's nothing for people with money. I've been to one of those restaurants before. Somebody, this young lady took me to this restaurant, and I was looking at it. I was like, damn, what are the prices? Because she came from some money. She was from overseas. She came from some money. She took me there and paid it like it was nothing, right? But we won't get into that, right? But it's the lifestyles of restaurants where you live. You can't live in some ordinary joint. You got to live in an exclusive neighborhood. Even if you just have an apartment, that better be one of those big luxury type of apartments. Looking like Tommy on Power type of apartments. All right? I mean, you got to be on some stuff. In that car you drive, you ain't driving some like Toyota. You driving shit. A Mercedes is low class for this crowd. For the type of woman that wants that, a Mercedes is like the low end. That's that level you talking Maserati. I got clients. I got a client who pushes a Maserati. He might even hear this. You know, hit me up with a text if you hear this, bro. Seriously, you know, he pushing a Maserati. This dude got money, and consequently, the women he deal with, they fine as shit. All right. So I mean, look, you gotta have that whole lifestyle, everything. You know, you can't just wear like some clothes you got at Target or something. Shit, Nordstrom's is the low end of what you gonna be buying shit from. You getting your shit fitted. You might have a personal buyer just go get your shit for you. You know, you wearing those $300 Italian joints. Now, here's the part that really gonna mess up some people. With the if you a billionaire, you could be short, fat, ugly, old, and still get one of those fine women. If you're a billionaire. And really with that, a lot of times the woman figure, even if she had to divorce him or he kick her to the curb, she's still coming out of it with a few million. She still, you know, a few million is nothing to a billionaire just to say, all right, let me give you $1 million, just walk, right? But see, at that level, they more like escorts any damn glorified escorts anyway, right? But here's the thing people don't realize when you're using money. You have to look good. Let me say that again. You have to look good. You can't be an ugly motherfucker or a short motherfucker when it's on that level. When you're talking about the women, and I'm talking specifically the women. I'm explaining why I say it's the women. The women on that level. Those women who are 8 or 9s or 8 or above. I'm going to say top tier. I'm going to just say top tier. Like everybody know when they looking at a top tier woman. If this specifically because some top tier women ain't into the money like that. They'll give, even though in general they want a good looking dude, they'll give the dude a pass if they kind of click with his personality or something. If they're not looking for money. But if they go on looking for that lifestyle, the dude gotta look good too. That's the piece people don't get. People don't get that shit. Right? Your dude got it. He have to be like a woman. They even though many women like that height thing, they can be flexible in that height as long as you like taller than them. They can be flexible on it. But when you're dealing with a top tier woman who wants like that money out of a guy, who wants that man making a certain amount of money, he has to look good too. They don't overlook that shit. They do not overlook that shit. And I say this from personal experience. I rolled in those crowds. You know, I rolled in those crowds. The dudes better be up in the gym too. They better have their bodies tight. They better be at least conventionally handsome. Because they looking at the total package. They want that total image. They ain't messing with some ugly dude. Or some dude out of shape. If he making that money, there's a lot of men out there making some money. They can't get a regular woman like that without like just being a straight up sugar daddy. Like if you see it sometime, many cases, that's a sugar. He is a straight up sugar daddy. She's a sugar baby. He basically paying for it. But if you're talking about where you going to be in a regular relationship, maybe even pop out some kids or something, nah, you gotta look good. Like people don't know. Even though I personally live modestly, the zip code I live in, the average income is 100,000, and got mostly whites. These white men who making all that money, they be in the gym. They be looking tight. In fact, I know of one dude. This dude a millionaire. This dude, he actually got plastic surgery to get his body right. And what all they messing with is like fine women. But see, women want that. Like if a woman got a choice between a good looking dude who making money and some average looking dude making money, at that level for the women, notice I'm qualifying these statements, for the women, a top tier women who want that, they're going to go for the good looking dude every time. In fact, you have to be that. That's how deep it is. So, I see some dudes thinking, oh, yeah, I get some money. I was like, dude, if your genetics if you ain't a jawline brother, give it up. You better have a little bit more than that money. Because it won't get you. You'll still be alone. And I've known some dudes who've made that transition, and they'll say, look, I had to pack on some muscle. I had to wear certain clothes. I had to make sure get dental work. I mean, you got to fix up to get there. If you want to use money, like some of that money got to go to your gym membership and your dental plan. You ain't getting like one of those haircuts at a corner barber, even if you're a brother. Nah, you finding that dude come to the place, guy, you giving him $100 or something. Or you like Steve Harvey or something, paying $1,500 for the haircut. You paying for that shit. Because you got to have a look too. Now, I know some people will talk about the comedians and the celebrities and stuff, right? But, athletes, but that's a different thing. And that's a small group. We talking about the average top tier woman, if she going for it. Because all of them cannot get with a jock or athlete. Some of them don't even want that. They just want like that corporate executive, that attorney, professional or something. He has to look good. So if you want to use money, fine. And if you don't, but you got to remember, all your other shit got to be thorough. Don't just thinking, oh, yeah, I got this job making $200,000. You're going to have the lifestyle to go with it, and you got to have the physical look to go with it. Real talk. So anyway, just want to break that down to you. That's all I got. Talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.